I know I have to say something. I'm not used to talking on this thing, but again, I have just finished hanging my second gallery, and this is another, I guess, life work, paintings that I have painted in various locations over many years. I did not paint the camel in the corner. I bought him in Maine at an estate sale, and it's to remind me that I like camels, and they are ships of the desert. So when your ship comes in, it always makes me think of a camel train. I find it very difficult to sell my original pieces from long ago. It's much easier if I paint a commissioned work for somebody. I just find that these paintings hold tremendous memories, and they each have a story behind them. They have a reason why they were painted, and the process of matting and framing them sometimes was part of it. This is the painting that was accepted into the Vermont Institute for Natural Science annual exhibition, which was a juried exhibition. It was the first juried exhibition that I was accepted into. I think I was 22 or 23 years old, and that's a swan that I photographed in Chicago. And these are swans that I photographed in New Hampshire while I was visiting my old art teacher, Jessie. And these are sheep that I photographed in New Zealand and painted for Peter Butler, who was 80 years old that year. And his wife sent the painting back to me, told me she felt that I really needed it. So I sent back a very high quality print that looked basically just like the original. And this is the view from where I used to live in northern Vermont in the fall. This, of course, is Ellis Island, where my great-grandmother immigrated through. I believe my great-grandfather did as well in the early 1900s, before and during World War I. This painting, I think I painted it when I was 15, 16, or 17, something like that. It was given to my great-grandmother as a gift for either maybe her 90th birthday, could have been her 95th birthday, I'm not sure. And that's a pastel, and this is also a pastel, and it says basically what the end of Matthew chapter 6 says about not worrying about the future because God cares about the lilies and he dresses them beautifully. And this is a sunflower from my garden. I planted it and then painted it in plein air. And these are roses that I decided I would buy for myself, and I painted it in plein air, a Lenox vase. And this is a plein air painting that I did in Florida, I think around the time of my grandfather's double hemisphere stroke. So I was trying to find things to do, and I just went outside and sat down and painted the roses. I had pretty good eyesight back then. This is the painting I gave my grandparents. Actually, I think they bought it from me, but it was the first painting that won an art show when I was 14 years old. It was the children's division, the 18 and under. I've never really liked age categories ever since, because I feel that children can sometimes really do a better job than an adult, depending on the skill. So this is A Peaceful Place, and it's in Brooklyn, Maine. I don't know if you can see it, there's a big glare with the window. But this painting means a lot to me. It's a place that I went to heal when I had pancreatitis in my early 20s. It's very hard to see with the glare, but it is a very peaceful location with very good energy. I love the sea. We were in a boat heading for Shadow Island on the left when I took this sunset photograph. And this is a painting from a photograph I had taken after hiking our mountain in the fall. And this is called the Glass House, named by my friend Ulrich, because he said that the house looks so stiff and the rest of it doesn't look stiff. So he said it looks like a glass house. And I guess he's right. This is a painting that I painted, I think I was 22. I used 3 colors and I used a lot of mixing of the different colors, and basically it's a value study. It's called day after doe season because that's when you generally see deer. If you're a deer hunter, you see them the day after the season ends. And this is a painting basically that I created from memory of a place that I used to go on our property through the woods, over the hill, and I saw a fawn jump out of the bushes. I was just reflecting, lying on the ground, and this fawn came along. So I created this painting as a memory of that experience. I'm sure the mother was around. And this is one of my favorite paintings. It's called October Wind. It's been in storage for years now. I'm extremely glad to still have it. And it just has a lot of feeling and memory. I photographed this scene in Randolph, Vermont while I was land surveying with our old friend Rudy. And my sister and I were out helping him with the theodolite, and I think I was holding the reflector. And this is a plein-air acrylic that I did back in northern Vermont, where I used to live. I think I painted it in an hour. And people say that watercolor is quick and easy. Well, I find that acrylics are quick and easy, especially when you're painting plein air and in a big hurry. So this was the springtime and the trees didn't have leaves yet, but the river going around the wrong way bridge was flooding over its banks. And these are 2 still life paintings that I painted where I used to live in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont. I set up these scenes and I painted them every day with the same lighting. The cheese on this scene got very, very plasticky and hard before I got the painting done. It's a 20-hour piece. And then I was allowed to borrow. I met an elderly man who ran a frame shop in town, and I told him about the situation that I couldn't afford matting and framing, so he actually let me use his closed shop. He let me use all of his materials, and I glued this frame together and cut the matting, and then I paid him for the materials, but I didn't have to pay him for his labor and time, so that was a huge savings. I was doing a large exhibit at Sterling College, and I was trying to get a lot of paintings under glass. This is another one that I did around that same time period. It's called A Lemon Study. And if you'll notice, one of the law books has the word eviction on it. So it's a political statement. And unfortunately, that beautiful china cup, I don't think it has survived, but it's a painting that I thought in January was gone. It had been hanging at my dentist's office, and they told me they couldn't find it, and they didn't have it, and they'd never had it. But a few days before my last appointment, the office manager did find it, and I'm just so grateful to still have it. Again, it's a very, I think it's a 20-hour 8 by 10, which is a lot of time to put into a small painting. It took me, I think, a week to paint. So this is the new permanent gallery space, which my mom says nobody's going to see because she doesn't want them climbing the steep stairwell. But it is the place that I used to live, but I moved out because we have a 40-year-old furnace in the house that every time it starts, that vent down there, you smell furnace fumes. So the cleaner says he can't fix it, and so that's an issue. So I moved down the hall. So these are some plein-air paintings, or actually not plein-air, they're just still lifes that I had done from life. This is a pastel of grapes. And then I have my old butter mold for when I have a cow to milk. And this is a painting I did many, many years ago from Yarrow and Black-Eyed Susans, and then I think I had a dead swallowtail butterfly. And it's a pen and ink with either watercolor or ink over it. And this one is Ingersoll's Garden, which I painted live. It's watercolor. And then this one has a neat story behind it. I bought a little print at a yard sale, and when I got home I took the back off the painting so I could wash the glass, and found out that the back of the print was an original watercolor, and this is the original watercolor. I no longer have the beautiful print, but I do have the original watercolor that was underneath it. Then I have my bald eagle, which I painted as a gift for an old friend, and we printed it, and when he and his wife lost their home in a house fire, I was able to give him another copy. But now I have lost all the other copies, and this is my remaining black and white print. They that wait upon the Lord shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. That's the calligraphied verse that my mom very kindly calligraphied many years ago. So I have this beautiful piece that I got at an auction of a woman sitting next to a man playing the piano, which reminds me a lot of my dad. And I'm very grateful to still have this old piece. Then I have an acrylic down here of ice skates. I do love ice skating. And I have Castle Rock Connection, which was a piece I did the year we worked at the ski area, and we were given free passes, and I had skied up a pass with my artwork, and it was warm enough in the spring to take it out and paint a plein air. So that was one of the most fun years of my life, or winters of my life, was working at that ski area and being able to meet the people and be outdoors all the time and learn how to downhill ski. After many years of cross-country skiing, using the cross-country skis as downhill skis, which is hard to do. This is a Scherenschnitte, or a paper cutting. Happy is that people who is in such a case, whose God is the Lord. And it's a swing. So this is my Thank You Lord counted cross stitch, which I did when I was 7 or 8 years old. I'm not quite sure. I believe I was 7 or 8. Gave it to my grandparents. And then just a couple scripture verses. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. My friend Elise. And then this is from my friend Crystal. Love one another. So I thought I would share a little bit more of my artwork. My sister Jessica has the great majority of my best work, which is still not for sale. I guess if I go home, they can sell it. But I am really grateful to still have a lot of the pieces, and hopefully some of them will now be able to be photographed and turned into some other greeting cards or prints. And I am hopefully going to be able to paint perhaps some value studies or some less detailed work. I'm still struggling with the vision, and I think that it's a result of my other organ systems using the nutrients in my body. And so I'm trying to ground on the outside and get sunshine and eat well and get well. So it's part of the artist's life, is coming back when you're down and when you're in a deep pit. So I wouldn't say I'm very depressed, but sometimes living in the boondocks in a brand new living situation can be a little lonely. So I'm grateful for my friends online, for those who have appreciated my previous gallery post, and I look forward to doing some gallery talks about other aspects of beauty and creating it. And I'm just happy to be able to share this with you, and hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.